access technology. Right. Okay. Now start this. Yeah. Okay. Now finally, second question is what? Yeah. To allow the communication between .NET application and your database. Next question. What is a database? Collection of tables. And what is table? Collection of. What is the purpose of database? To store the data, to store the user information, to store the user information for future access. Future, what is that? Access. To store the user information for future access. So we require what? Database. Are you clear? Right. Next. An application which is interacting with the database. An application which is interacting with the database will have two parts. Number one, front end part. Number two, back end part. Number one, front end part. Number two, back end part. So here you have to understand an application which is interacting with database will have two parts. Number one, front end part. Number two, back end part. Now, what is the role of front end part? So here I have a question to you all. An application which is interacting with the database will have two parts, I said. Do you know any application which is not interacting with database, which you are using every day? Here you need to understand. An application, example for an application which is interacting with database. An application which is not interacting with database, which you are using everyday life lo. Reddy examples cheptara. An application which is not having any database. బాగా ఆలోచించు. ఒక అప్లికేషన్ ఉంది, దాని డేటాబేస్ లేదు. దీనికి మీకు ఇంకా చెప్తాను. An application which is interacting with database కి ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్పండి. Gmail, Facebook, all. Now, an application which is not having any database. ఉన్నాయి. Notepad, MS Office, వీటి డేటాబేస్ లేడు ఉన్నాయి. కాదు, అది డేటా ఎక్కడ స్టోర్ అవ్వదు, ఫైల్లోనే ఉంటుంది కదా. నువ్వు టెంప్లెట్ ఉంటుంది, డేటాబేస్లో ఉండదు. ఆర్ యూ క్లియర్? అర్థమైందా? ఫైల్లోనే డేటా పెట్టుకుంటుంది. బిఫోర్ డేటాబేస్ వీ హ్యావ్ ఎ కాన్సెప్ట్ కాల్డ్ ఫైల్స్. ఆర్ యూ క్లియర్? సో దట్ ఈస్. సో హియర్ మై క్వశ్చన్ ఇస్, what is the role of front end? What is the role of front end? Come on. An application which is interacting with database will have two parts, front end, back end antam. Front end em chestundi? What is the role of front end? It will accept input from the user and display output to the user. To the user. It will accept input from the user and display output to the user. How to develop front end answer? By using front end technologies. By using front end technologies. By using front end technologies, Front-end technologies like, what is that? .NET Low. What is that? In .NET, you can say ASP.NET. In Java, we can say JSP. What is that? JSP. What you can say? JSP. Right. Are you clear? JSP. Right? Yeah. Now, number 2. What is the role of backend part? 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 It will store the user information. It will store the, what is that? User information. How to develop backend? How to develop backend? Answer: by using backend technologies like SQL Server, Oracle, MS Access, and so on. And so on. Are you clear? Right. And what is that? So on. How to establish, how to allow communication between front end and back end. How to allow the communication between front end and back end by using data access objects. By using, what is that? Data access object. By using, what is that? Data access object. How to develop data access object? Answer: by using data access, data access technologies. For example, for .NET, data access technology is what? ADO.NET. For Java, data access technology is, what is that? JDBC. Are you clear? What is that? JDBC. Diagram to represent front end and back end with data access objects. Diagram to represent front end and back end with data access objects. Are you clear? Right. Now you see here, you can see this is database. This is database. Here you see this is, I'm sorry, you can say here instead of database బదులు ఇక్కడ మనం ఏమనొచ్చు అంటే back end. What you can say? Back end. And here you can see, can you tell me what is this? చెప్పాలి front to end, and here you can say mediator. What is this mediator? Data access object. Data access object. Here, what is this? Chapali .NET. .NET and ASP.NET. Assume. Are you clear? ASP.NET. And what is the mediator? ADO.NET. And what is the backend technology? SQL Server. SQL Server. ASP.NET, ADO.NET, SQL Server. అర్థమైందా? Hello. Right. Here. Java. Java, what is that? JSP. And what is the compatible backend technology for Java? Oracle. And mediator is what? JDBC. You will develop the data access object with the help of what? JDBC. JDBC. Right. Are you clear? Have we taken diagram? Right? Clear? Clear? Up to here over? Yeah. So, here we are identified. You are a .NET developer. You need to learn a data access technology called what? And you are a Java developer. You have to learn a data access technology called? Cheppali. JDBC. But for ADO.NET, next to link came, next to entity framework today in the market. For Java people, you have JDBC. Next to JDBC, you have Hibernate. In place of JDBC right now, which is popular in the market? Hibernate. Are you clear? So when you will listen this terminology, you should not get confused. That's why I'm telling to you all. Are you clear? Right. This is about front end and what is that? Back end. Back end. Now next, data access heading. Data access architectures. Data access architectures. Data access, what is that? Architectures. That we'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow onwards, you bring a ASP book and Shisha book. You will have two classes. 3 to 4:30 you will have Shisha class. 4:30 to 6 you have ASP ADO class. That's why step by step both books you have to carry. Right? Are you clear? Yes. Now do one thing. What is just I am giving a homework for you. In ADO.NET, first 20 pages, write 2 times. ADO.NET lo step by step book. In ADO.NET, step by step ASP.NET book. First 20 pages, write how many times? Chapali. Come on, start now only. Now only, but to be submit tomorrow. Hello? Yes or no? Yeah. Just go through the 20 pages. Read and what? Right. Read and what? Right. Read and what? Right. Come on, do it. Come on.
Recording stopped.